Right, so weddings and rehearsals and why have one, or if you're having a second wedding, or if you're married and haven't had a wedding because you just got married and didn't have your wedding, how are you feeling about it? What's the time like? How's it going to pass? A lot of people have been asking me about time recently. So like wedding planners have been saying, oh, how long's the ceremony going to be? And they, you know, they kind of hear what's going to be in it and they're like, oh God, so is it going to be 45 minutes? I was like, no. I'm doing apologies if you can hear the dog. I've got a dual faith and mixed heritage wedding coming up, and there's a few sort of cultural ceremonies within the ceremony. And they're like, we've left an hour for the ceremony. I was like, oh, no, we won't need an hour. It'll be fine. But people also panic if you think it's only going to be half an hour. And they're like, God, half an hour, is that going to be enough time? Even if it's a funeral, they're like, oh, it's only half an hour. And you're like, well, it has momentum. There's always energy in the room, even if it's a funeral. But at a wedding, there's energy in the room. And people are still wobbly. People are wobbly because emotions make people wobbly, whether it's a happy emotion or a sad emotion. Sometimes you just need a bit of time to get out your seat, walk to where you're going to do the reading, take a breath and do the reading. And people do worry about time. But the lovely thing about having a celebrant is you totally don't have to worry about time. You completely don't have to worry about time. I mean, energy is everything. And if the energy sinks, the time will drag. If the energy is up, even if it's, not if you're at a funeral, it's not going to be like jazz hands up unless you're having that kind of funeral, but it's still going to be a lift. It's going to be positive. I had someone ring me yesterday. I should have done this on Testimonial Tuesday, whatever day we're on. I had someone ring me yesterday who's a potential client who phoned me and she said, I'm phoning you because you took a funeral of a friend of mine and it's the best ceremony I've ever been to. And I was like, oh, wow, thank you so much. And she said, and that felt weird because it was a funeral, but it was honestly the best ceremony I've ever been to. And I want you to take my wedding. Can you take my wedding, please? And I was like, yes, of course I can take your wedding. I do both. I do any ceremony you want. So that was really incredible that I had someone from a funeral want me to do a wedding. And that's the reason I haven't got two separate accounts. I've got a Swansong account because that's for educating and teaching you about the funeral industry in the UK and how to plan a funeral before the point of need. Because at the point of need, it seems really harsh and rude to be like, oh, by the way, Auntie June, do you want to get cremated or buried? It just seems a bit harsh. So Swansong's a kind of educational capsule before the point of need, because I like to have a plan. Side note there. But on Instagram, people going, oh, it's not the place to talk about death. I was like, I'm not talking about death. I'm talking about love. I'm talking about love. I do naming ceremonies are the joy of love, like pure joy. If you're a parent, yes, there will be hurdles to come. And yes, you will be sleep deprived for a decade. And yes, you will worry until the day you die. Because of love. So the naming ceremonies are the hope of the joy of love. A wedding is the hope of love. You're standing there going, God, I hope this works. It's the hope of love. And everyone is there just being your cheerleader and got your back and hoping it's going to be amazing. And the funeral is the evidence of love. Everyone's come and turned up because they loved you. They've turned up to support you if it's not you in the box. It's always about love. All my ceremonies are always about love. And that's just so, so important. Oh, thank you for the hearts. Joy, pure joy at naming, pure hope at a wedding, and absolute evidence of love at a funeral. So it's the energy. So going back to time, if you're bored and the energy's low, time drags, right? And actually, I was listening to, oh God, I can't remember his name now. A guy today talk about energy and business and basically making money, being an entrepreneur. And my little ones are always saying to me, why is it always quicker when we come home? I was like, because it's knowledge. On the way there, you don't know you don't know how long the journey's going to take because you've never driven that way before. So with your wedding, you don't necessarily know how long it's going to take because you've not done it before. But the lovely thing about having a celebrant is you get to have a rehearsal. So you do get to do it before. And you do go, oh, okay. And it might be that you worry about the time at the rehearsal because you think, oh, God, does half an hour feel too long? And I was like, no, we're in an empty room pretending. At the time, you'll be in a real dress, saying your actual vows with real energy. It'll go like that. Don't worry about time. Honestly, I used to be a theatre manager. We were obsessed with time. Ladies and gentlemen, please take your seats in 3 minutes. It's the interval. It's 15 minutes. Ladies and gentlemen, please take your seats. The second half will begin in 3 minutes. I was just literally obsessed by time. So I know what I know what time feels like. I know what 3 minutes feel like. I know what half an hour feels like. I won't really lose track of time. And if I do, it's deliberate. I've decided not to wear a watch and I decided not to care. But at a ceremony, I care about the energy. And I've had brides go, oh, it's going so fast. And I was like, I said it would. And they're like, can we have another reading? And I was like, yes, here's one I prepared earlier. And I've had brides go, I want to put 4 readings in. Is that fine? Yeah, throw it in. Great, let's throw everything at it. Oh, is it going to be too long? Too long for who? You got somewhere else to be? No. Some celebrants don't offer a rehearsal. Some celebrants offer rehearsal with a bolt-on price. That's fine. That's just not my bag. Mainly because it's too much to keep track of. I've got better things to do than work out who's doing what, where, and when. I'm like, I've got a booking. Let's throw everything at it. Keep it simple. I'm all about keeping it simple. So don't worry about time because it's actually about the energy. And when the energy's good, the time becomes irrelevant. Also, if you've got a good celebrant who's good at time managing live events, not so good in the office. The ADHD is like having a squirrel moment with me in the offices. Office isn't my strong point, as anyone will know that's tried to get me on office time. Put me in a room full of people where anything can happen, and we go. So don't worry about time or energy. I've got that for you. No need to worry. But just so you know, as a fact, knowledge is the power. Hence why doing a ceremony rehearsal gives you that sense of knowledge and familiarity so that you kind of know the journey. So when the journey comes to happen again, i.e. on the way back, it seems quicker. So it won't drag. Don't worry about time. I've got the time. I've got the energy. It's all going to be good. So yeah, let's hit a one-hit wonder. Who have we got? Oh, got another celebrant on here, I think. Oh, it won't click. Oh, lockdown has waved at me. I'm just rounding up. Belle and Collier, thanks for joining. But I'm just rounding up. I was talking about time, energy, and probably a whole lot of other things. But oh yes, and the security is in familiarity. So if it is, say, your second marriage, a lot of the couples will be like, I know it'll go fast. I know it'll be gone in a blink of an eye. That's why we want to have a celebrant, because we want to make sure we've thought about it and we've taken a moment because we know it'll be gone in a flash. So there you go. Oh, Buttercup Bus, thanks for joining. I'm literally signing off. So do a little hashtag replay. I did a little video, gave you a tag. Those of you that are watching on do a hashtag replay. Buttercup Bus was that vintage energy for my Mortality Mondays that I did. These are the moments we live for. Could be gone tomorrow. Don't want to leave you on that note. It might not be gone tomorrow, in which case you're going to wake up and be like, woohoo, I've got another day. Got another day to live. Right, I'm going to go. Send me some questions if you have any. If you're a potential client, send me a DM, say hi. If you're one of my already clients, thanks for coming in. But those of you that are new, this is me. I'm Helen Noble. I'm a celebrant, weddings and funerals and anything in between. All about love, all about energy. And I'm all a little bit hectic, but that's energy. All right, lots of love. Take care. Bye.